So whenever I see a face from Shinedown, I'm always so excited and I'm always so happy because I feel like it's like 20 years of like hanging with you guys and I just love you guys so much like brothers. It's Barry Kerch, drummer extraordinaire, the man with the best hair, and the man who loves to cook.
I
You
do.
love to cook. So look, I said to you off Zoom, I hate to just even refer to these as oh, the Shinedown hot sauces because I think that that sounds so cliche. These are so much more. This is some quality stuff. There's a difference to these hot sauces than hot sauces that I've tried in the past. There's a cleanness of taste.
Yeah,
So you're here to talk about the third and the trifecta. I'm calling it the trifecta of heat, if that's cool. The
I'm
attention,
fine with that.
attention, mango habanero sauce,
Yes.
which I got to tell you is like balls. Very, very, very ballsy sauce. But first, let's rewind a little bit. I think you're only as good as the company you keep. And you teamed up with Torchbearer. For those that don't know, we have three sauces here. We've got the Symptom Chipotle garlic, which is the more moderate, the Devour, which is the middle one, the Pineapple Jerk, which is really like my personal favorite, and then Attention, Attention, which just came out, the Mango Habanero. So you just get this idea, being a cook and someone who, is kind of chefish. How do you hook up with Torchbearer, which is this great, great company, very super legitimate, to put out these phenomenal sauces?
It was kind of a twist of fate because it's not something I searched out. I've always been into hot sauces. I've always been into hot stuff. The majority of my life, I've grown my own peppers. Half my fridge is just stocked with hot sauces. It's a thing for me. But they reached out to the label going, "Hey, do you think any of your artists would like to collaborate with us?" And so they sent out emails to artists, and I was like, I want to do this. Yes, this is right up my alley. I love this. I love hot sauces, and of course, I love cooking. But I really have a passion for hot sauce, and I did a small dive into who Torchbearer was, and I was like, oh, these guys, um, you know, they've been around for about 20 years. They started as college buddies, just making hot stuff to, prank each other and that kind of thing, and it's a family business. And it's kind of grown over the years, kind of like the timeline of Shinedown, just the slow growth into really good stuff. And then I was able to try a bunch of their sauces, and I went, "Yeah, this will be fun." And then getting with Vid, who's one of the main guys over there, one of the partners, and kind of the spokesperson, I guess, if you call him a spokesperson. We just started talking back and forth and emailing back and forth about flavors and flavor profiles, and hey, I've got this idea, and I've got this idea, and this kind of thing. And then he would send samples. What do you think about these? And we'd take notes. And it took about 5 months of taking notes. And hey, this one needs to be thicker. This one's with arrowroot. This one's without arrowroot, and all those fun things. And it was kind of a neat journey because, being a home cook, when you make hot sauces at home, it's like, what did I grow this year that was prolific that I need to put into a sauce because they're not going to last, right? For them, they know not only that, but on the mass scale, what do we have to do for shelf stability and all those kinds of things that I don't wouldn't think about as a home cook.
The
Yeah,
refinement comes from them. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
consistency has to happen in a product that you're going to sell, right? So it's been a fun journey, and now that all three of them are out, I'm just like, wow, this is great.
I love it. I love it. So talk to me. You talked about being a grower. When
Yeah.
did you sort of get into, kind of being the food source, and why did you do it? And was that something you did from childhood, or maybe,
I mean, yes
something?
and no. Always growing up, we always had, small gardens and plants growing, and my grandfather had a small farm up in Wisconsin. But growing up, it was relatively bland food. I grew up in Florida, but my family's from Wisconsin, so it was very much a meat and potatoes kind of family. And it was going over to friends' houses. My friend across the street, his mother was Thai, so I didn't end up trying those foods. And being a military brat, you have a lot of different people in the community with different flavors. And it blew my mind, especially when it came to hot sauces, and that's where it all started. And then just growing is something I like to do. I'm not one of those doomsday preppers or anything like that, but I like to be prepared. I like to know how to do these things. I'm a wilderness guy. I like to go hunting. I like to go fishing. I enjoy feeding my family with things we grow and things that I harvest because it's just better for you than the packaged crap that's out there. So it's just kind of a passion as much as I like to do it. And the problem, the problem with my job is there's no consistency. So if I try to do a mass scale garden, it's going to die. I
I
love my wife,
know who
but she
waters,
can't
who
do
takes care of it, who does the pruning. It's not so easy.
it.
Not
Not
so
my wife,
easy.
I'll tell you that.
Well, we were talked a little bit off, and I said, I love to cook, so I've been, playing around with these since they, first started coming out, and just got this one before the Labor Day holiday. I'm telling
Nice.
you, balls to the wall. It's like an accept song, I swear to God. But you
Just
said my wife, and I said, well, I'm Italian, so I like to cook. I like to, and you said my wife is not necessarily really a cook. You're the flavor guy. You're the cook. You're the guy who's putting the stuff out on the table.
Yeah, I am the cook. She's the exception of the rule. She's Italian and doesn't cook. But
Well, let's
maybe.
talk a little about that because here's what I said to you, and I wanted to talk about this too. Um, these are so great because you can, I think, again, dispelling the myth about a hot sauce. People just think of hot sauce, you got to do it with wings, you got to do it with, tons of beef and meat. And I said to you, I'm not really a big meat eater, but I've been cooking with these for such a long time. My favorite thing to do with the pineapple jerk sauce
Mhm.
is shrimp, pineapples, fresh pineapple.
Yeah.
Oh my gravy. I mean, it's been a summer recipe for me the whole summer. So incredible, so delicious. And you can also, I think if you wanted, if you're doing like a veggie burger, people will be like, oh, you're eating a veggie burger. You want to do a ballsy veggie burger, you get the attention. And there's the warning on it. This is hot, exclamation point
Right.
times two. Um, but you can flavor up everything with these sauces. The rices, different rices. I love the symptom for my favorite rices. So there's so many ways to use these, in a flavor profile. Meatballs, you can do like a different take on your meatballs with these. But you mentioned that I like to grow my own things. It's better than a lot of the crap that you eat. That's what I noticed about these. There's definitely a clean taste, like a really clean taste profile with these, which is very different than something else that you're just going to pour out of a jar.
Yeah, I mean, Torchbearer prides themselves on quality ingredients, and they also don't. I mean, there's not a lot in them. If I look at like the attention mango
Yep.
habanero, there's barely anything in it. It's all
Yeah.
stuff that's good
Yep.
for you, you know. And I think their slogan on the side here says "accidentally healthy, intentionally delicious," and
I
they
love
really
that.
mean that. You know, all their sauces are healthy. It doesn't have a lot of preservatives and stuff like that. One of the selling points for wanting to work with them was that reason. Um, and I think simple is better. You know, if you start adding too much, then it creates too much. And going back to your point of being able to cook multiple things, you know, I'm a equal opportunity eater. I'll eat a veggie burger any day of the week as much as I'll eat a real burger, as long as it's good. And you know, what's wrong with the black bean tacos with the chipotle sauce or something like
So
that?
good.
You know, I am one of those types of cooks that likes to cook a variety of things from many different, you know, cultural influences. From, you know, American style food, I grew up on French Creole kind of food, Cajun food, and then you can go, you know, into to Asian countries and India and things of those natures. I just like food, and the more spices and flavors and things I can try, that's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. And these are also good. I also love the pineapple jerk with like a fettuccine, and you make almost like some kind of a wild, delicious, yummy heat laden pasta. So good. And you guys always do it. There's always a give back. There's always something that gives back to people. Shinedown, just that band. And a portion of the proceeds benefit something called Musicians on Call. You
Yeah.
can read more about them at musiciansoncall.org. I think it's such an incredible not for profit because it brings music directly to patients, families that are in hospital. Like you don't think about the power of music, live music for people in hospitals and what it can do to help heal and speed up that healing process. So talk to me about why you decided to do a give back and how you decided that Musicians on Call was something that you wanted to be involved with.
You know, we've always been kind of a band that likes to do charitable work when we can, and it's not something we go out and go, "Hey, guess what we did? This thing." It's just something we do. And there's been many organizations that we worked with over the years, from St. Jude to, Society for Suicide Prevention, all these different things that we do. And this was just one that popped up, like, "Hey, this is something we we kind of take seriously because Shinedown's music's always kind of affected people. They're real songs about real things that people go through, and throughout the years, the 20 plus years of doing this band, um, you know, I can't I can't count on all my fingers and toes and then some how many times people go, "Hey, this song did this for me. Hey, this song did this for me," or "We used this song for this really tragic time in our lives, but it helped us through it." The list goes on and on, and to be able to be a part of creating something that is so special to people, and then being able to know that it's maybe our music and other music used in really dire, sometimes tragic situations. Nobody wants to go to the hospital. Nobody wants to be in the hospital. And the selfless workers, the doctors, nurses, etc., that are in a hospital that have to see these things on a daily, they need release, and music's a great release that doesn't require anything more than a speaker. So when you have an organization that is bringing that to them and trying to help them through difficult times, why wouldn't we want to be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. A band that anytime I needed anything, hey, well, I'm doing, charity for AFSP or whoever, you guys were always there for me. Just a phone call away to your management, sending stuff, and an amazing, amazing band that knows the power of giving back. And that's why you guys have touched so many lives. So let's let everybody know, because as soon as I posted, I on my socials, about these hot sauces, everyone's like, where can I get them? Where can I get them? Well, shinedown.com/taste of madness is one of the places. Torchbearer also has a website. They're also available for people on Amazon.
Yeah, you can get on Amazon. I would say the best place to go through would be Shinedown, because then you can get, if you go to shinedown.com/taste of madness, you also see all the recipes that I wrote for. Those are my personal recipes. I wrote
Yep.
those. So if you want to
Yep.
try some cool stuff and maybe have some ideas, that would be the place to start. But any of those are a great place to get it, and we're hoping to expand it now that all three are out.
Are
Maybe get
you
into
really?
retail.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there will be more, because here's one, and then here's two, and then here's the new attention,
Yeah. We hope to
attention.
have maybe another one, maybe, but more importantly, getting them out into retail places where people can see them.
Yes. Yes, I can picture like the Barry section when you guys are not in the studio and Barry's doing sort of like a cooking thing. That would be really
Now I'm doing
cool.
meet and greets at your local grocery store.
That would be amazing. And look, you guys are always figuring out ways to reinvent the wheel. There are no barriers or boxes for
No.
Shinedown. Congratulations on, the most number one songs on rock radio charts and rock radio history. I like stopped even counting because it was at 1920, like it's crazy. And then Symptom of Being Human, just, I mean, when that song came out, it crossed over everywhere, and you guys had record on pop charts and hot AC charts. And I just think it's an unstoppable organization of not saying this is who we are, no this is who we are, no this is who we are. I just think that the sky's been the limit for the band.
I don't know if you've met my singer before, and I know you have.
Yeah.
You're not putting that man in a box, no matter what, and he
Nope.
will not take no for an answer. And I follow him tooth and nail. I am his ride or die. I'm his right hand man, as are the other guys in the band. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, we are a rock band, but we're more than that. It's about the music, and it was nice to see Symptom cross over to those areas to show that it can be done. Because growing up, radio, when you're on top 40 radio, would be what, Madonna, then Bon Jovi, then Def Leppard, and then it would be somebody else, and it didn't matter. As long as it was a good song, it didn't matter. I miss those days, and I maybe sound like an old man that way, but there's no reason it shouldn't be that way now. If it's a good song, it's a good song, and we're trying to spearhead that movement of good songs matter. I don't care what genre.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the more people that are exposed, who doesn't want their band exposed to everybody of all ages, of all formats, of all that you should want that. That absolutely is
Yeah.
what you should want. And we're so the return on attention is so small with people now. Everybody's sitting there scrolling, 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 so to be able to find ways to present everything that you do is masterful. And I think you guys have done an exceptional job
Thank
at
you.
that, and never really forgetting, where you came from. I remember my first Shinedown experience, of course, in a barbecue place of all places. Terrie got this new band on Atlantic. They want to come
Yeah.
by your show. Oh, I'm broadcasting live from a barbecue joint. Okay, they'll come by the barbecue joint, and I still have listeners that send me photos of that day in this packed barbecue joint, but people didn't know who Shinedown was, but knew that we were playing, uh,
God, it was
Fly from
probably
the
45
Inside,
on the tire fly.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And people just love the band. And that was the love affair here in New Jersey for a band that we've claimed to be our own. You guys were amazing at Prudential Center last year. What a beautiful show that was with Papa Roach. Just incredible. I love the energy being so high that the roof is coming off the place. And then you can hear a pin drop when you guys are doing, a symptom of being human. And I think that's the mark of an amazing band.
Thank you. I mean, that's what we try to do. People spend a lot of money to go to shows, between tickets and babysitting and gas and food and all those kinds of things and t-shirts, whatever. Um, Knowing that we can give them the best show that we can and give them joy. And Papa Roach as well. They're so fantastic live and they're brothers of ours. To have a show where everybody's having a good time and the crowd is able to release for that 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever that concert is, that's what's important. Our job is to entertain you and give you an escape for that 90 minutes we're on stage. And we've always taken that pride, even from the very early days.
And your job is also to feed us.
Yes, now it's feeding on
Congratulations
top.
on this amazing trifecta. Of course, we've got the Symptom Chipotle garlic sauce, the Devour, the pineapple jerk sauce, a TC personal favorite. I literally could drink it. I can put it on anything. My dog likes it too, as you can hear. And the
Yeah,
attention. And you
my favorite.
definitely had,
That's my
I
favorite.
was, look, I'm not going to lie. I was noshing a little bit. I said to you off because I was like dipping. And then
Nice.
I said, if I start crunching, somebody's going to say she's so rude in front of Barry. And I do have my drink here, non-alcoholic today. Um,
What's
you
wrong with
know,
you? You okay? You feeling okay?
but I'm so enjoying these, and they're just amazing, fantastic, delicious, and it's great for somebody who's a Shinedown fan too. You got a gift to give somebody who's a Shinedown fan. Our listeners were going crazy when I posted these, so definitely hit shinedown.com/taste of madness and check out the entire collection, including the attention, which will blow your mind. It's so good. Barry, I love you. Thank you, my friend.
Love you too. Thank you. Thanks for always being with us.